Hi there, and welcome back to Steamy Stories, where bromance becomes bromosexual. My name is Casey, your host. This week I'm going to tell you a story of the Randy Repairman. Working from home is a challenge, especially when internet problems happen. John is a meticulous, corn-fed Midwestern man in his early 30s. His trendy haircut and day-old scruff were more of a fashion choice than his lack of wanting to shave. He's not looking to meet someone, but just in case, he keeps himself ready and in great shape. John's job as a researcher for a large tech company allows him to work at home, but at the end of each day, he is required to email his findings. Today, when he started his computer, he noticed something was amiss. The computer couldn't access the internet. It's probably the router. God knows how old this thing is. After resetting it several times, it still was barely able to stay connected. He called the cable company, and they promised to have a repairman out to his place by noon to see what the problem was. Oh, sure. We'll see what time the serviceman actually gets here. I'm not holding my breath for him to arrive on time. At 11:30 a.m., the doorbell rang. Oh, not bad. Let's get this over with and back to my research. John quickly opened the door. What stood on the other side of the screen door was not what he expected. Rather than the usual tired, middle-aged repairman, stood a 25-year-old hunk with a hard hat and a body that was even firmer. His heavy tool belt hung low on his hips and pulled his work pants down just enough so you could make out his V-cut abs. John couldn't help but laugh to himself. Is this guy really a cable guy, or did I just walk onto the set of a porn movie? Only in skin flicks do repairmen look like this. Hi, I'm Randy. I'm here from Rocket Cable Services. Could I come in? Oh, should I take off my shoes? He politely inquired. John casually answered. Sure. Why not? Thanks for asking. The router is in the office, near the desk. Randy placed his shoes by the front door. Gotcha. Show me where it is? John's heart skipped a beat as he led the way. Follow me. Randy set himself up next to the desk as John sat nearby, pretending to work. John wasn't able to write anything. The only thought on his mind was Randy's perfectly shaped, muscular ass. John didn't consider himself a butt man. No, that is until just this moment. Now, he was all in. Randy leaned back with the internet router in his hand. Boy, oh boy, this is an old one. It's most likely toast, he continued to say in his innocent country accent. I could reset it if you want, but I'm not sure how long it'll work. Let's try it and see if I can fix it. If it fails again, I can bring you a new one. John smiled mischievously. Sure, reset it. John wondered just how aware Randy was of the obvious flirting he was doing. Randy reached into his tool belt and pulled out his business card. No need to bother with a customer service line. Just ring me directly, and I'll get you set up. John took the card, but didn't look at the number. His eyes refused to look at anything but the yummy smattering of dark chest hair that peeked out from Randy's perfectly form-fitting work shirt. The next morning, coffee perked right on time, a shower, and John was ready to begin his day. It was time to get to work and write. The familiar tone of his computer quickly revealed that access to the internet was not happening. the router failed again. Rather than a frustrated groan, a smile crossed John's face. Well, looks like I'll have to have Randy swing by again. Without wasting another moment, he called Randy's cell. Hi, Randy. Not sure if you remember me. I live on Main Street in... John didn't complete his sentence before Randy responded. You got that A70 router that we reset yesterday? It's not connecting today, huh? John smiled. Clearly, he made an impression. If you don't mind, I guess it needs to be reset again. I'm finishing up a job downtown. I can swing by before noon. John's voice cracked a bit with giddy excitement. Sure. See you then. John tried to focus on his work, but the clock before him kept promising that Randy would be arriving soon. Best to focus on something else before he gets here. John pulled out his guitar. Anything to not further obsess about the ridiculously hot man who will be here shortly. Oh my God, I should clean. Finally, after what seemed to be forever, the doorbell rang. Be right there. John lingered a beat, so it didn't seem like he had been anxiously waiting for him to arrive. Randy once again stood on the opposite side of the screen, this time looking somehow even hotter than yesterday. Oh, come on, give me a break. This man is too damn sexy to really be doing this for a living. This must be one of those hidden camera shows, John silently decided. Randy innocently entered and inquired, Sorry, I forgot. Do you want me to take my shoes off? John replied, Yes, if you don't mind. Once again, Randy made a few adjustments and reset the router. It's working now, but if you power down your laptop at night, you'll need me to reset the router in the morning for you. John knew he needed to replace the router, but who cared if it worked correctly? Randy was a welcome treat in the morning. Let's just try it again. Give it another shot. It'll probably be fine now. Randy wasn't sold on this being the best plan, but he was okay with making a customer happy. If you insist that we try it again, you have my number if it stops working. John smiled as Randy gathered his tools and exited the door. The next morning, after yoga, coffee, and the usual workout, John once again restarted his computer. Please, don't connect. Dead. No internet. The router didn't work. And John wasn't upset about it in the least. Randy's card was easy to find, and he quickly called. John? Randy answered, recognizing the number. Yes, hi, Randy. You know, the damnedest thing, the router seems to still not be working. Again. Randy took a second to reply. Fine. I'll stop by, but I need to tell you, if I come up there again, I'll have to include a service charge. John knew that Randy was onto him. He couldn't help himself when he replied, Not a problem, but just to be clear, how much will you charge me to service you? John wasn't sure what to make of the quiet on the other end of the phone. Randy didn't respond. However, 5 minutes later, the doorbell rang. And he was standing there with a mischievous smile on his face. I'm here to take a look at that router again. Would you like me to take off my shoes before entering? Anything else? Randy inquired as he unfastened his tool belt. John replied, Yes. Yes, your shirt. And pants as well. Please. That night, Randy installed a brand new router for John. Even though it now works perfectly, he still makes a service call to John's apartment every morning. We hope you're enjoying Steamy Stories. Did you know that we also make movies? Yup, we love a good male-male romantic comedy, and we think you will too. If you're looking for a fun, flirty flick, check out Is It Just Me?, E-Cupid, or The 10-Year Plan. We're all about sweet love stories with happy endings. Oh, not that kind of happy ending. All of our films are available on Amazon, iTunes, or on our website, cinema175.com. Check them out. And thanks for listening to Steamy Stories, written by JC Calciano and narrated by me, Casey. See you again in 2 weeks for another Steamy Story.
Later, bro.